Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the little cinematic trailer there. So I've only just kind of got into Trench Crusade, never really knew much about it until a few months ago. But basically it's kind of like a grim dark World War One skirmish, full mix of sort of knights, World War One soldiers, and a whole array of monsters, covering a lot of different factions. Basically set in 1914 and certainly has a look and feel of a post-apocalyptic world, which I just love. So earlier this year, there was a hugely successful Kickstarter, the Trench Crusade. And this was by Factory Fortress Inc. And yeah, it raised well over nearly $6 million, which is just amazing. And obviously that was for all the STLs of all the miniatures. But now Only Games has an official partnership with Trench Crusade, which means you can buy the physical copies of the miniatures. So no worries if you don't have a 3D printer to print your own. As well, you can now buy them, which is just awesome. Pre-orders are now being taken, which should be fulfilled later this year around July time. So I'm fortunate enough that Only Games sent me some early Trench Crusade miniatures for me to have a little look at and to paint. And obviously that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video, and that's obviously what you saw at the very beginning of this video. So they gave me the opportunity of picking a few miniatures that I like the look of. Yeah, as you can see, I've gone for a couple of rather large dudes. As these are on bigger bases, they are bigger miniatures. So I'm guessing these are possibly bosses of some sort. I'm not too sure. So I literally picked these just because I loved how these look. Don't forget, guys, there will be loads of links down below to where you can get more information about the Only Games and what they do. And I say the fact that you can now get physical prints of all these wonderful miniatures, so you don't need to have a printer, which is just amazing. There are also some terrain pieces you can get as well. But obviously for me, I was more interested definitely in the miniatures. And I say that's what I'm going to be sticking with. And I say, yeah, glorious looking things, really well printed. And it's definitely like that good resin as well. It's not the resin where you drop these and you're going to fear for something sort of breaking off. Yeah, definitely some good resin. And so the miniatures themselves, tons of detail. So yeah, I did have a hard choice of picking a couple of miniatures for me to sort of like have a little play with. But for some reason, yeah, I love this guy. Very creepy. Obviously, wouldn't want to meet him on the battlefield. I'm guessing it's some sort of rat kind of thing in there, I guess. So keeping with a nice, simple sort of base. Yeah, I use these little stones. Very, very cheap, these stones, because these are a big bag of stones for your fish tank. So yeah, as cheap as chips. And yeah, no surprises how I'm going to paint this dude. It's my well and truly tried, tested love. Yeah, prime in black and then dry brush white. Well, I must admit, for this kind of campaign, this kind of skirmish game, I reckon if you did a whole batch of miniatures and just did this, just primed them in black, dry brushed white, a very quick, simple way of getting an army done. But yeah, I think it would look quite cool. Very, very oldie worldy, black and white TV kind of thing. And yeah, unfortunately, I am old enough to. I don't quite remember the black and white TV. It was around when I was younger. But yeah, obviously watched a lot of Lowell and Stan Hardy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm waffling now. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, painting wise, obviously one of the armor, but not to be silver, which is kind of like my normal go-to. So yeah, I've got this sort of greenish gold armor. I don't think I've ever used this one before, but I think I will be using it more in the future. Love how it's come out because it's got a very aged look to it. Sometimes when I paint miniatures and do them gold, they can look a bit too crisp, too clean, too shiny. Obviously, generally put a wash over them anyway. But yeah, this one, I love it. It's I mean, it's meant to be like a greeny sort of gold, I guess, but for me, it definitely gives it more of an antique, sort of aged old look, which definitely fits in well with this grim dark style. I say I'd never really heard of Trench Crusade until a couple of months ago, but yeah, absolutely love how the miniatures look. Haven't really looked into the gameplay of it yet. I'm guessing it's kind of like most sort of warboarding games. Well, I hope so anyway. So the fact you can get there's loads of different factions as well is pretty cool. So depending if you want to go more humanoid or more, monster sort of route or a cross between the two. I guess they've kind of got everyone covered with a whole variety of looking, wonderful miniatures. And I say these ones, yeah, as always, whenever I'm painting something, the more detail it has in it, the better. Because actually that's where the slapshot painting technique really sort of shines. Doesn't work so well with flatter sort of less less detailed miniatures. But yeah, no, these are, well, absolutely lovely. So this dude, yeah, really not too sure. Say it's kind of like a humanoid rat, I guess. But looks absolutely awesome. That's why I'm going to give him a bit of a humanoid looking sort of skin tone underneath, but then keeping all his lovely fur, sort of a brownish colour. Obviously, painting them both together. I believe these are from the same faction. Not 100% sure because obviously I've got a memory like a sieve, and I forget things rather easily. I mean, that's why I like painting, because I can just go off into my own wibbly wobbly world. Don't have to think about anything, and enjoy doing what I'm sort of doing. But yeah, obviously, if I had a proper faction and say I had, I don't know, 15, 20 miniatures or whatever it was, I would batch paint them. So obviously, it helps speed things up, and it does make sure that they do look more uniformed because obviously they are being painted in the same sort of colours. Um, and yeah, say these guys didn't take long at all to paint them, but then again, slapshot method never does, which is why, again, I think it's probably one of my favourite things to do. I do every now and then try other little techniques whenever I see anything online, or if any of you guys even mention or suggest sort of other ways of painting or doing things. Yeah, that's the thing I love with this hobby. Everyone shares their experiences, so we all sort of get to learn and experience what everyone else is doing. And basically, it's a case of trying things out and seeing what we like the best. And talking about trying things out, yes, I love how these have come out, but I do really enjoy using washes now over everything. And I just find this ties in all the colours perfectly. I'm saying I love how these look, but yeah, sometimes doing a wash over everything really can just tie everything in. Especially to say these guys have been around for like years. They're well and truly fought in some wars, and I do like, say, the grimdark style is my style. I do like things to look weathered, beaten, bashed. So yeah, I am doing more and more washes over the top of things. I know a lot of people might think, "Gore, you do not put a lot of wash on," and yeah, I'm not going to lie, you're probably right. I do go a little bit heavy-handed with washes sometimes, but this is where beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and for me, yeah, I love it. I love the look of this sort of deep wash. And I say it does make things just look a bit older, a bit more used, a bit more rotten. And there we go. Absolutely love how they've come out. I say this painting, it's getting seems to be getting simpler and simpler, easier and easier. Definitely more enjoyable as time has gone on. And again, anyone who's been on my channel for years and saw my videos when I first started, all you ever do is hear me say, "I hate painting miniatures. I hate painting miniatures." Whereas now, love it. Right, let's see these guys in all their glory, and I'll stop waffling for a couple of minutes or seconds. There we go. Don't forget, guys, check out the link down below to Only Games. And to say the fact you can now buy all these miniatures, the physical ones, without having to print things out yourself. Plus, Only Games do a whole variety of other sort of stuff as well. So, yeah, go check them out, as well, you certainly won't be disappointed. And I'm certainly not disappointed with these miniatures. Absolutely love how they look, love how I've painted them. And yeah, I want more. So I don't know the whole rules of the game. Although to be honest, I probably am more into the miniatures than game playing. I must admit, I do spend a lot more time playing, painting miniatures than actually playing anything. So yeah, I would definitely like to get a full team of these, or a full faction, whatever it may be called. Anyway, guys, before I start waffling on, I'm making this video twice as long as it probably already is, although it's not very long at all. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that fun stuff. Watch the video that's on the screen now, and yeah, you'll be helping me out immensely. Okay, guys, you'll take care. Bye now.